We got a massive news dump over the last couple of days. One, we get a new story trailer. We have the PC specs and the console specs as well, plus a bunch of other stuff. We'll start with the reaction to the story trailer, and then we'll break it down and get to the other stuff. Why do we have a commercial in front of a trailer, dude? Skip!
Peggy 18.
Is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened.
Soundtrack.
Ordentes fortuna juvat!
What does that actually mean?
Fortune favors the brave.
All we have to do is deliver a letter to Lord Otto von Bergov and ride back again. So I wouldn't expect much excitement there.
Hans, look at me! For the love of God!
My boy, war is a nasty business. And it is better to have your head on your neck and your foe on his knees than the other way around.
These days we have all sorts of vagabonds, drifters, outlaws and bandits roaming the country. I urge you all to be vigilant. You know who I am!
You can't kill me. You're the same as me. You play the game. But you don't understand the rules. And in the end, you'll lose.
I'm not like you.
John Žižka.
Sigismund is mustering his allies and their armed forces to Kuttenberg.
He'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Now!
Are we seriously gonna wait, cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame?
I remember everyone I killed. Are you sure you didn't kill someone's father or mother? War is a nasty business.
This is so good. And of course, we already knew February 4th, 2025. So the game actually got moved further forward, which is absolutely freaking amazing, of course. I'm very happy we're getting it a week early. We're hungry, but we will be hungry for 7 days less. So let's go through the trailer, and then we'll talk about all the other stuff as well. Man, this thing is so sick. So sick. So this is what stood out to me. The first thing that I want to highlight in this trailer is the soundtrack that enhances this entire game and this trailer to the max.
Ordentes fortuna juvat!
And we got gunfire during an apparent ambush.
For the love of God!
And this is something I really want to explore, because guns are going to change a lot in this game. And then we have shots of a town burning and later bodies being buried. Can you interject in that? Can you stop it? Or does it happen? Is it a scripted event? We'll have to wait and see. But I am very excited where it all leads. And also here, Semine Fort is burning in the background. Eric is also featured throughout the trailer, so he'll be a thorn in our sides and probably a run-style boss fight. One of the major spoilers of this trailer is only something that people would pick up if they know about the Bohemian history and have been reading up on it. It is this scene right here. This is John Žižka, a national hero who fought in the Hussite Wars, a general. He would lose one of his eyes and later would go completely blind, but despite this handicap, he would go on to be undefeated and be the ultimate national hero. So it really looks like he is part of this game, and it gives us a teaser where this franchise will be going after this game. The Hussite Wars confirmed, KCD3 confirmed. I'm just putting it out there. And then just look at this massive army amassing in front of Soshdal. And then there's a cannon used against the Nebakov castle, the Nebakov fort. We know that they wanted to do a ton of things in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, but they couldn't. It really looks like, with this scene and all the others that we've seen, that they are pulling out all the stops. And it is a very exciting time to be a Kingdom Come fan for sure. And then the cream of the crop is Henry riding into battle on pebbles. The entire game really does look amazing, and that segues perfectly in the following topic. The system requirements. And really short, to the point, if you built a PC in 2018, you will likely be able to play this game without a problem. Let's dive into it. So they are supporting Intel processors from i5-8400, which was released in October of 2017 onward. And on the AMD side from Ryzen 5 2600, which was released April of 2018. For me personally, it does mean that my 4790K has fallen off that recommended list, that minimum spec list. However, I've been able to play Dragon Age Veilguard and also Forza, who both spec that very same processor, the 8400. So I'm really hopeful that in my case I will be able to squeak by on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as well. Memory starts at 16 gigabytes, which has pretty much been the standard for years. Interestingly, the requirement goes up to 32 gigabytes when running 1080p and above high settings. And I'm even more impressed with the video cards. The Nvidia GTX 1060, the 6GB version, came out in July of 2016. And the Radeon RX 580 came out on April 2017, thus undercutting the CPU cutoff. Another interesting tidbit is that the 1080p 30 on high requires either a 2600 Super or an RX 5700, which are no spring chickens either, both releasing in July of 2019. And my personal 6800 that I have in my system over here slots in right in between the 1080p and the 1440p high settings. So I'm good there. It's just the processor that isn't. The game requires SSDs and 100 gigabytes of free space is required, which compared to the 74.75 gigabyte on my install here is not too insane of an increase, given that we're getting 2 maps in KCD2. Although I do have all the DLCs installed, so this figure of 100 will likely go up because we have 3 more DLCs coming after this. Windows 10 is still the recommended spec, so no worries about that. But for me personally, I will be crossing my fingers and hoping the game runs when I hit that play button in February. Consoles got their own page. Xbox Series S made the cut and will perform at 1080p 30 FPS, whereas the Series X will run at an upscaled 1440p at 60 unlocked with VRR, which requires an HDMI 2.1 cable and a compatible device. On fidelity, the Xbox Series X will run in an upscaled 4K at 30 FPS. The base PS5 will run the same performance figures as the Series X, however, the Pro version will run at 4K 60 with the same VRR requirement as the Series X. And it doesn't stop there, because IGN went in depth on the gameplay and there was a couple of new things that were shown there as well. One of which were wolves, which were confirmed but now also shown in gameplay. We see a bunch of different weapons, but the poleaxe here really stood out. Blocking will defend against multiple attackers from the front, so unless they get behind you, there's a better chance of survival. Mutt is also still there to help you out in a fight as well.
Mercy, spare me.
They also mentioned that they ran KCD1 on the 4070 Super and it didn't run good at all. However, when they played KCD2, it ran perfectly with little to no performance issues. Perks are also straight upgrades, whereas in KCD1 they often had a negative trait. And a funny thing, reading is now scholarship, so you read more books, you get more perk points that way, because Henry, of course, can read in this game, whereas in the previous one, you had to learn how to read. If you did that, of course, because you had to pass a quest to do it. They also showed a little blacksmithing of both an axe head and a sword. The really interesting thing here was the difference in color of the blade. It could be hotter, could be colder, so it really matters how you forge your blade, and I cannot wait to play that myself. It's just one of those small little things. You don't have to do it, but if you do, it's just something different than attacking bandits. It's just sitting and focusing on the craft, which is great. And the grindstone is back as well, which I really love, because I loved looting all the swords, coming into town and just grinding away, making them as close to perfect as I could, because sometimes they would be stuck at 99% and I'd be struggling to get to 100. I would look again and it would be like at 95, and I said, well, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and sell it. I don't care anymore, but it's still something that I love doing, and I'm happy it is back here again, the grindstone. And guns work, but are slow to reload, and if you're unlucky, it'll blow up in your hands.
My leg!
Toby also shared this, which is an amazing milestone.
Let me thank you for your ongoing support. We hit 1 million wishlists on Steam alone, which is a great milestone for the team, and it really shows your ongoing support. So thank you very much for that. Now we have to transfer those wishlists into pre-orders, so you know what to do.
And last but not least, KCD2 made it in the top 10 most anticipated games on the PC Gaming Most Wanted show.
Number 7. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
So we were very well fed over the last couple of days, and I am loving it. What I also loved was the fact that a lot of you subscribed to my channel when you watched the last video, and we're over at 800 subscribers now, so it only less than 200 away of the 1,000 goal. So if you're watching this and you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I do KCD content. I also cover other games, but KCD is really my main focus here, and I promise I will not spam your inbox ever with low quality content, because that is not who I am. As always, hashtag game for the sake of gaming, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Take care.